When it comes to your fan base, that is something that you should never settle. You should never be okay with just getting any fans in the world or changing who you are just so that way you can get more fans.
You know that we coming liars. I'ma keep praying to Gaia. Tell those little niggas stop it. Tell my mama that I got this. You know that we coming liars.
What's going on? It's Pimp Fried Rice. Welcome to the Music into Millions podcast, the show where we give independent rappers the tools and resources needed to be successful without waiting on a record label. Man, every time I start saying that intro, I feel like it's so long, but then I don't know. I like it though, so we're just gonna keep it. Don't mind me. So, like I was saying, never settle when it comes to your fan base, alright? So, I've been talking about fan bases a lot, both on here and on Instagram a lot recently, just because having your ideal fan base and a fan base that actually is like blending with you and your music is super important for you to growing your music career to the next level. So when it comes to building your fan base and building a community around you and your music, you never want to settle and just allow anybody into there. And the reason for that is if you are selective and you take your time with building this fan base, then you are going to end up with a fan base of people that you really fuck with, that you want inside of your fan base, because otherwise it could be just anybody in there. Or worse, you could be conforming who you are to try and please people who you don't even like. Which, when you get to that point, that's when you are miserable in life, because you are wearing a mask all the time, you're living up to do things that you probably never even would do without these people telling you to do it, or you feel like you need to impress them, or whatever reason it may be, you're just not being authentic to who you are. That's not a fun place to be in life. So I want to help you to learn why you should never settle when it comes to building your fan base. So look, I'm not gonna lie, it takes a lot more time when you're trying to actually build the proper fan base, but the better part is it's gonna last so much longer. So what I mean by that is, if you are the type of person who is very set in who you are, you know who you are, you know your personality, you know your beliefs, what you don't stand for, and you show that to people and you're very open about it, you're not going to connect with as many people very quickly just because you're not trying to conform to what they want. So say you're the type of person who does not do drugs. So then if there's a bunch of people out there that are like, oh man, no, to be a famous rapper, famous rock star, musician, you gotta do drugs, you gotta drink a little bit, you gotta, party, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. There's going to be people who tell you this all along your journey, and you can't basically just do what they say just because you feel like, oh no, you're right, that's how I'm going to get more fans. If I become more of a wild personality, or if I become someone who's off the wall or exciting, who's jumping off of the top stage at, performances. But you're going to have people all along your journey telling you should do this or you should try this, but you need to just stand tall with who you are, and you need to know that, no, okay, if I have my mind set on building this type of fan base, this is what I need to do until I see that through. And that is going to be so much better for you in the long run, because these fans aren't going to be the type of fans that just leave you when the next trend comes or when the next hot artist comes, because they're like, oh yeah man, this guy's cool, but we're done with him, we're going to go check out this guy now. No, if you're working on building the right fan base, these people are going to be with you regardless of what happens. It could be you don't drop music for 2 or 3 years and these people are still super excited the next time you drop a project. There's plenty of artists out there. There's artists like J. Cole who's like that. Kendrick Lamar has fans like that. There's plenty of bands that are like that. They go a year or two on hiatus and they just, whether it be touring or making content or doing whatever they do, but when they come back, because they have such a dedicated fan base that they've built, they have that community, they're able to come back and it's going to last longer. They're not just a flash in a pan. Oh, we're cool, we're here, we're exciting, we're new, we do what everybody else is doing, and then boom, as soon as that wave's gone, so are they. So also, whenever you're building your own fan base, it's a lot more rewarding, because then, like I said, you're not conforming to these people and feeling like, oh man, like I gotta be a certain way or I gotta act a certain way. These people are people who like you for you. These people want to be more like you. They want to be around people like you. They want to see people like you win. That's when it's more rewarding, because not only can you be yourself, but also people are rooting for you to be yourself, and people look up to you as a role model, as an inspiration, as a hero, as someone who gets them through trouble. Like if you're an artist like Kid Cudi or Juice WRLD or something like that. There's people who listen to your music when they're depressed or upset and it gets them through hard times. You can be that for someone. It's so much more rewarding when you stand true to who you are and you let yourself radiate out into the world, because then people are going to look at you as an icon, as an inspiration, as all those things. And it's so much more rewarding too, because when you build a community based off of what you want that community to be around, you can set the terms and the guidelines and the type of environment that this community is. And a really great example of that is I do a show called Easy Rice on Instagram Live, which is basically a fast-paced song review show where I listen to 60 seconds of your song and then I give my honest feedback on it. I tell you what can be improved, what I liked about it, what I didn't like, give it a score from 1 to 10, and then basically I do that, and then there's a winner at the end of the night who has the hottest song and everything like that, where I have the viewers help me to decide. So if you guys haven't checked that out, shameless plug, make sure you guys check that out. Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my Instagram. It's also posted on my page, so if you miss it when it's live, you can still check it out. And if you want to submit music to it, I'll make sure I drop a link down below. That way you guys can submit your music to be reviewed. So with that being said, there was an episode going on the other night, and I really tried to keep Easy Rice a positive community, even if a lot of artists are sending in music that may not be good or may not, be the best music. I don't want to just say like, yo, this shit is trash, this shit sucks. I want to find what can I tell them that's positive or that's going to at least help them to get better, as opposed to just, shooting them down and being like, yeah, you should probably quit, dickhead. Because that is not my mentality at all. Like, I feel like if anybody wants to achieve something and they want to just, put their heart into something, that they can do it as long as they put in the effort and the time to practice, to get better, the resources, all that different stuff. And that's really the point of Easy Rice. But the other day we were listening to a song, and I'm not gonna lie, the song from this artist was not amazing. There was a lot of stuff that needed to be improved. The mix was pretty bad. He wasn't even really staying on beat and stuff like that. But there was this guy in the comments who was just being really negative, saying a lot of stuff that I don't necessarily care to say when it comes to Easy Rice. And what was really cool is some of the guys in the comments who were watching Easy Rice too jumped on him about it. They were like, yo bro, we don't like that type of negativity in this community. We like to have a lot more positivity in here. Like, we don't say those type of things, even if someone's music does sound that way. And it's like, that was so cool to me, because like, I didn't have to say, yo man, we don't like that type of negativity in here. Like, someone else in my community, in the Music in the Millions family, jumped on him for that. He was like, bro, we don't have that type of negativity going on around here. And I wouldn't have that same type of power, or I wouldn't even say power, I wouldn't have that same type of community if it wasn't something that I built myself. Like, I put my energy into it being positive and to making sure that I give people to make sure I give people constructive criticism and not just, like I said, tear them down. And that now starts to radiate into the people who watch the show. They don't want people in the comments to be like, yo, this is trash, this is not good. They want to see people uplifting each other, which is everything that the Music in the Millions family is about, which is super dope to see, because like I said, it's so much more rewarding when you have a community of people who are like-minded like you and have that same type of morals and likes and responsibilities and all that stuff like that. And honestly, it just allows you to be more connected with the fans in the group, because they're more similar to who you are, because you're not putting on a facade, they're not putting on a facade. You both could be yourself, you could be open and have a good time, and that's the type of community I want to be a part of and I want to create. And hopefully you want to create with your music and your brand too. Hopefully you're not just out here, conforming to whatever the next wave is, trying to get as many fans as possible. Don't focus on the quantity of fans. You want to focus on the quality of fans. You want to focus on having better fans. It's better to have 1,000 fans that are great people, that are awesome, that are cool, that are super fans and really are excited about you and your music and that you would chill with, than to have 100,000 fans who are just, they're okay people. They only like you sometimes. They're not really going to share their music with their friends and everything like that. You don't want those type of fans. At least I don't. I don't know about you. Let me know in the comments down below. Would you rather have 100,000 fans that are just okay fans, or would you rather have 1,000 super fans that are in your community that you built? Let me know down below. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can check out all the episodes of the podcast and whenever I drop new beats on this channel. So have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday. Peace.
tonight.